Hello my gorgeous Pisces, I have a very important message for you indeed. I hope that you are going to listen to me very, very carefully. On the 18th of August 2019, it is going to be probably the most important day that you actually had so far this year. It's not even about this year, it's actually so far within the last 24 months. The 18th of August is just literally going to change everything. I'm saying that it's going to change everything. It is just going to be the beginning of one of the most important cycles in your life. There is a very important situation that is just going to unfold in such a bizarre and unusual way. It is indeed a Wheel of Fortune. You are about to have your own Wheel of Fortune day, which is going to happen on the actual 18th of August 2019, and it is indeed going to change everything. The way this is going to happen, and when I say it is indeed going to change everything, of course I'm referring to the fact that this is the beginning of a very important stage in your life. The whole new dimension it's about to be uncovered. The whole new energy it's about to become very significant indeed, and that is going to reflect on you in such an amazing way that energetically you are going to be like ooh la la. Energetically you are not going to only swim as deep as you possibly can, but also energetically you are going to be fly like a little bird. At the same time you are going to be a little beautiful little fish, but then at the same time you are going to be the gorgeous little bird, and you are going to be able to have the look of your situation of your life from a completely different angle, from a bird view indeed. But what this means that there is so much that it's going to become available to you, but also on another hand there is so much going to become evident to you what you need to do, which steps exactly you need to make, what do you feel drawn to. This is going to be very important to pay attention to. What would you like to think about, what you're thinking about when it comes to the actual future planning and things like that. It is just going to be so important because you're going to find yourself being the part of the very strange situation. You're going to find yourself being the part of the very strange energy, but I'm not saying not necessarily strange, bizarre. It is just going to feel a little bit strange. It is just going to feel a little bit different, and this is so significant and this is normal because the actual veil in between this world and the spirit world on this day is going to be at its thinnest. So you are going to be getting all sorts of messages throughout the day that are going to be so relevant to you, that are going to be so relevant to your situation, and especially when it comes to the actual, and especially when it comes to those things that have been motivating you, especially when it comes to those things that you have been focusing on, and those things that they didn't work out as quick as you would want them to work out. And now this is just going to be so good because it's not only going to have a really wonderful development, but it's also the whole new idea it's about to stem from this particular situation. This is so good, and in this the way things are going to start developing is just so good because it is going to be that beautiful effect of like awakening, reawakening, having lots of energy, having lots of power, and are finally feeling yourself. You will be able to feel yourself. You will be able to feel yourself in the really wonderful and grounding way. And that in itself is just going to make you feel really optimistic, and that in itself is going to be a wonderful starting point because it is not only going to reflect on you, but it is going to raise the energy around you. You're going to be able to you will raise the energy around you. Wherever you go, people will be able to notice and sense your radiance. My Lord, my Lord, my Lord. On the 18th of August, and after that moment, you are literally going through the door, to the spiritual door, to the very powerful door, towards the whole different dimension, towards the whole new dimension. When it comes to the actual month of August, and when it comes to the actual point from 18th of August onwards, it is just going to be absolutely fantastic time to try new things, to try anything new, to actually pay attention to what you feel drawn to, but especially when it comes to the future planning, because you will see what is actually going to happen. This Wheel of Fortune day that I've mentioned on the 18th of August, it's actually going to, when I said you will be part of the quite an unusual situation where you will be surrounded by the people who you wouldn't be normally surrounded by, but what is actually going to happen at the same time, you will feel like a very strong optimism. At the same time, you're going to feel a very strong sense of the new direction, new determination and strength and power. But especially when it comes to the initiative, Pisces, I want you to understand this, and I want you to kind of go with this beautiful energy, go with this energy flow, and make the most of it. Make the most of it literally, because it's not only about you feeling great initiative and strength, but it's what is this actual wheel of fortune going to bring into your life. So an unexpected situation that you are going to be part of, it's going to be kind of put you in touch with people that you wouldn't normally be in touch. At the same time, you will get and you will be thinking about a certain advice from somebody very smart, advice from somebody very clever, advice from somebody very significant, and that is just going to be the really big part of your energy, really big part of your equation. That is going to be the part of what you're going to be thinking about. So it is all going to make sense indeed. But the bottom line is that there is going to be an idea that you are going to have, an option that you are going to have. This is the bottom line. Pisces, you need to understand how important this time is going to be. You need to understand. I'm not saying like that you're not going to understand, but sometimes in life, we actually have the opportunities, but they don't seem as big. They don't seem as important. They don't seem as significant until we try them, until we go with it, and until we go for it, and then it takes us somewhere completely different. This is exactly what am I talking about. That this situation on the 18th of August is going to bring you an absolutely mind-blowing, life-changing option, life-changing idea that is going to become the main focus of all your energy. This is going to be huge, this is going to be big, and this is going to be the beginning of something really important. If you want to invest on any day, try to invest on this particular day. If you want to buy something really big, try to buy something really big on this particular day. With another words, it's just if you go along with this beautiful, wonderful energy of this particular day, then you will work with the flow. You will work with this energy. It's just going to bring you so much more. Absolutely fantastic. And it's just, but the bottom line is that it's going to bring you the whole new idea that it's going to become really big later on. In fact, the March 2020, it's actually going to be the direct continuation of what is going to be happening on this particular week. So just pay attention to those little things on your mind. Pay attention to little signs. Pay attention to little thoughts. Pay attention to what you feel drawn to. As I said, the little trick about this situation is going to be that this is going to seem like something that is really tiny, something that is really insignificant, something that is not that significant, and that is going to be your way to discover and rediscover yourself. And it's absolutely fantastic because it's going to bring you the whole new strange, absolutely brilliant, and there is so much to look forward to, and there is so much to think about, and there's certain things also that about your future and what you wanted to do, what you wanted to create, the direction that you wanted to take, it's actually going to change a little bit. There are going to be certain edits that you're going to need to make in order to get where you want to get, and in order to actually make this the possible. But this is so good because karmically there are other things that are slowly coming to an end, but that means also that your particular spiritual journey is going to be very important when it comes to the actual whole month of August, because by the end of August something absolutely wonderful is going to happen. But I am going to talk about it, and I'm going to say this at the end of this reading indeed. Okay, my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Pisces, and it's for August 2019. So it's for you, my gorgeous Pisces, Piscelini, and it's for August 2019. When it comes to the actual numerology and when it comes to the actual number that is your number this month, it's actually number 11. Number 11 is just trying to let you know that there are very special spiritual doors that are about to open for you. When I say very special spiritual door that are about to open for you, I'm referring to the fact that you are about to walk into the whole new dimension. But this is not only like about any dimension. Like this is very relevant to your particular spiritual journey, and that's why we have number 11. Number 11, these numbers are highly powerful. They're very strong when it comes to our angels, when it comes to our spirit guides, but also they're warning us about, not warning us, they're trying to let us know that there's a very big stage in our life about to unfold, about to happen, about to start, that is just going to reflect on us so beautifully. And when it comes to the spiritual journey, this is going to be important, this is going to be significant, because something is also going to come to an end, and also this is going to be absolutely perfect, because when it comes to the spiritual journey and evolvement, now your basically your sign is about to evolve on the whole new stage by the end of this month, and this is why this is going to be so significant. Number 11 also means that the new direction is going to happen, new idea that you are going to have, new prospect that you are going to have, a new direction that you are going to have. But the bottom line is that there is the control over the situation that you are going to have, and the control over the situation that you are going to have is just going to give you so much energy, it's going to give you so much courage, it's going to give you so much confidence, it's going to give you so much determination. It's absolutely brilliant, because you will be determined, you know, because this is also a sign that there is a really wonderful like accomplishment that you are having. There is a wonderful accomplishment that you are going to have on the same day, but also it's going to be like a very, very significant for you, because it is just going to be like a rejuvenating time for you as well. On another hand, when it comes to money, and when it comes to finances, and when it comes to the actual financial situation, this is going to be absolutely brilliant, because there is going to be a good news when it comes to finances. Sorry, I'm just going to be one second. Sorry, I'm walking. Okay, I'm back. Do you know what? It's really hot. It's hot. I've got a couple of candles, but I've closed the window. I've closed the door. So I've just decided to open the door. Okay. So basically, yeah, it's just an important time, because also when it comes to finances, also when it comes to financial situation, this is going to be a really good month, because it's going to be very significant movement. But there is something that there is a new option going to become available when it comes to finances, and when it comes to the actual financial situation. And this is going to be important, because it's just going to help you also to move on with a certain stage and a certain certain part of your life that was actually not as quick, that was not moving as fast, you know. And also on another hand, you see, it is going to be highly important months when it comes to social relationships, but also when it comes to the right people from the past, you know, the people that you have brought up with, the people that are mean to you so much in your life and things like that. This is an important time, because also the certain particular relationship from the past, from your past, is actually going to return. That particular relationship from the past is going all the way back to your childhood, and this is somebody very significant, maybe that you lost the touch with, that you lost the contact with, and now this is going to be an important time, because that person is going to have something very important for you to actually tell you. Okay, so just a second, I'm going away. I'm back. I'm sorry. I'm back now. I'm really clumsy lately, and this is like part of my little clumsiness. Okay, basically, so what else I was going to say, my gorgeous Pisces, now, when it comes to the actual health, I really need to like to take care of yourself, like when it comes to the exercise, it is going to be very important month to do this. When it comes to drinking water, it is going to be very important month to drink like as much water as you possibly can. But I really want to say something that is going to be very significant when it comes to your heart. I don't want to sound like really bad or anything anything like that, but when it comes to your heart, I can actually see like a little bit of negativity here. I can actually see like you're just going to need to kind of pay attention to kind of do as much as you can when it comes to your heart. Like for example, like I would highly recommend you to drink like a matcha, green tea matcha throughout this month. Indeed, it is going to be very important to drink this tea, because this tea is like a rich in antioxidants. It's very powerful, but especially when it comes to our heart health. I'm not saying it's going to be something really bad, but I'm just saying that it will be very significant for you to do so, for you to drink like a green tea matcha, the actual real green tea. If you can't find matcha, which is the real green tea, much more powerful and much more stronger than the normal green tea, if you can't find matcha, then it would be absolutely fine to drink like a normal green tea, but I would highly prefer to drink matcha instead. It's because it's much more powerful when it comes to the actual antioxidants, and the whole plant is actually put in order to make this tea instead of just the leaves like a normal green tea. But if you can't find matcha, I would just highly suggest you to get like a normal green tea, because it's still rich in antioxidant and it's still going to help you basically. On another hand, what else I was going to say, my gorgeous Piscelini, it's a little bit of cold and flu that I'm seeing. A little bit of cold and flu are going to be very significant when it comes to you, my gorgeous Pisces. And basically, it is just so significant for you to take like something like acerola, organic acerola cherry powder. You know, I'm talking about this almost every time. It's just so important, and I'm taking this myself. It's a beautiful natural source of vitamin C. If you take vitamin C, I say millions of times, like, don't take ascorbic acid. They're saying constantly that ascorbic acid is a natural vitamin C. You go to like, and it's not. It's done by the chemical process, so it's not natural. Therefore, you don't buy it. You don't take it. I do not suggest to get this whatsoever. But what I highly suggest is like to get like sorry, I was just going to say, like, for example, you go to the health shops. This is how bad it is, you know, and you get like a vitamin C, saying natural vitamin C. You look behind, you know, at the back, and it's saying free from this, free from that, free from this. Oh yeah, you think it's great. It's free from everything, fantastic, but the actual ingredients are made of the actual chemicals, because ascorbic acid is not natural. It's made through the chemical process, so therefore it's not good. So therefore you don't take this, because it's not as good as a natural vitamin C. And that's why I'm suggesting to get organic acerola cherry powder, which is one of the highest sources of vitamin C out there. Camu camu is another one which is even higher, but for your particular case this month, I highly recommend to get like organic acerola cherry powder, which is going to give you at around 1080 milligrams of vitamin C per just 1 teaspoon. And if you take like a 1 little glass with like a teaspoon every single morning, this is just going to replenish your vitamin C, and it's going to rejuvenate you, and it's going to help you like with the cold and flu symptoms, because cold and flu symptoms are going to be quite significant this month when it comes to you, because I know you're going to be a little bit more sensitive. So that's why I just would like you to actually get acerola cherry powder, and that is going to work really wonderful in combination with the actual green tea, matcha, or like a normal green tea. And this is going to be absolutely fantastic combination for you to do this month, to get this month. Okay, now the first day I would like to talk about, the first date, it's actually going to be on the 1st of August. I really like the 1st of August when it comes to you, because it is just going to be from the moment, you know, you wake up, it is just, you're gonna feel like you want to change something. You're gonna feel a strange urge already. You're gonna feel like some kind of like a restless feeling, but it's going to be really good. You're finally going to kind of start feeling energetic in a slightly different way, where you're able to feel yourself through being grounded, through your own personal grounding, where you will be able to completely reflect on the new beginnings and reflect, because you will have a clear, crystal clear focus, and this is going to kind of make you emerge in a completely different way. But it's also going to make you realize to celebrate your life, to celebrate your happiness, to celebrate your success, to celebrate things that are good. I'm not saying that you're not doing this, but it's just sometimes when we pay attention to things that we have done well, the things that we have achieved like really great, when we kind of like celebrate and reward ourselves, that is a very good energy indeed. And that particular energy is just going to kind of be so rewarding and so powerful, because it just bounce back and reflects on us again in a really optimistic and a good way. On another hand, you see, I like it because you will be, I'm not even going to like try to say anything like to make it sound nicer or easier or anything like that. I'm not saying it's going to be bad, but it's going to be absolutely amazing, incredible, and literally life-changing from the moment you are going to be going through your own transition. And that's where you're just going to start feeling so much energy, and that's where you're just going to feel so much power. That's where you're going to feel so energized and re-energized at the same time, and that in itself is just going to be absolutely mind-blowing starting point for you. I'm so happy for you, because this in itself is just going to open your eyes, towards the certain situation you see that is about to arise, and this is also going to open your eyes towards the certain little danger, little danger that you are going to become aware of, and luckily you're going to become aware of that on time, and that is going to be really wonderful learning process for you, because you're going to change your mind about someone, about a certain person. But that is just not something that is going to completely surprise you, but it's just going to make you aware how sometimes people can actually be. On another hand, there is a very important regeneration and readjustment. There is an important readjustment that you will feel drawn to do. Readjustment. In fact, by the end of the day, on the 1st of August, there is going to be a mind-blowing readjustment that you are going to feel very drawn to do. This is going to be big, and this is going to be, you're going to need to think about it for a while, but most certainly this is going to be really good. Okay? It is going to be required from you to make a really mature and important decision, but this is all going to make sense to you, and also there is a certain journey that is going to become very strongly evident here. I can see the trip or journey that you are going to book. If you book trip or journey on this particular day, or within the 2 days, like on the 1st of August, 2nd of August and 3rd of August, if you book trip or journey within these 3 days, 1, 2, 3, 1st, 2nd and 3rd of August, it is going to be a very strong connection that you are going to have with your own energy. And what this connection is actually going to do, it is going to bring something really wonderful about your life. You're going to realize something, realization, an idea, realization, but it's more going to be about a certain idea that is going to make sense. As long as you book a journey or trip within these 3 days, it could happen that you go on the trip and journey and you are there, for example, maybe a year later. It doesn't matter. You can go like a few weeks later. It doesn't matter. As long as you book on this particular day, this energy is still going to be attached to it, and this is a very strong energy, very particular energy, and very specific energy, which is going to ground you in a certain way. And also on another hand is going to, as I said, end up with you having like absolutely life-changing option that is going to become available to you, and it is going to come like to you like an idea. It's so brilliant indeed. And every single time when you are like a kind of like a very close to your spirits, very close to your spirit guides, like you're going to be throughout August, literally, I highly suggest you to get like a lapis lazuli. You know how much I love lapis lazuli. I recommend this quite often. And lapis lazuli is also known as a stone from an ancient Egypt, okay? Or stone of an ancient Egypt, and it's just so powerful when it comes to our dreams, when it comes to our emotions, when it comes to our psychic energy, when it comes to grounding, when it comes to our spirit guides and angels, because we just sometimes go through these things quite a lot, and it's very intense how you're going to have it throughout August, and sometimes we can see lots of little messages that we can miss out on. By wearing a lapis lazuli, you're able to connect, you're able to see, you're able to get it, you're able to understand it, you're able to ground yourself. By the same time, you're able to kind of catch and understand and get hold of those messages and those little signs that you wouldn't normally. So that's why this is so important. And also lapis lazuli is great to remember the dreams. You see, we dream most of the time, but we don't remember, you see. So that's why I highly recommend you to get lapis lazuli and wear this throughout August 2019. This lapis lazuli basically comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. Okay, and I just have to say, and I need to say, by buying the actual pendants and crystals and things from my store, obviously you're supporting this channel as well. Okay, the second important date that I would like to say to you, it's actually going to be on the 11th of August. You know, on the 11th of August is going to be like a little bit shaky, because you're gonna kind of feel a little bit sad, a little bit sad, because somebody is going to disappoint you. Somebody is just going to do something, and it is just going to disappoint you, and it's going to maybe like hurt your feelings a little bit. But then, you know, at the end of the day, this is just going to be so significant, because this is not nothing final or anything like that. And then very shortly after that, you're going to have a certain conversation, and this is actually going to readjust itself the way it was needed to be readjusted. But it is going to be like a little bit of like a maybe disagreement with somebody on the 11th of August, but it's not going to end up really bad, or that person is not really evil or anything like that. But it's just kind of some kind of unhappy situation that you will want to discuss with this person in order to get a certain reflection back. And the bottom line is, this is going to be brilliant, because it's going to help you to relax. And I know this is connected to some kind of sleepless nights that you had before and things like that, and I know you've been worrying about it. So it looks like you will really want to grab the bull by its horns. You will really want to sort things out. But this is good, this is brilliant, because this is going to lead towards something very important being renewed, towards the certain energy, union, passion, understanding. So that's why this is harmony. The whole new harmony is going to come through. And that's why I'm saying that this is an important moment in time, because also 11th of August is going to lead towards the certain the combination of material and spiritual prosperity, and that in itself is going to lead you towards needing to ground a little bit. On the 18th of on the 11th of August, I meant 11th, on the 11th of August, if I said 18th now, yeah, I meant 11th, sorry. On the 11th of August, it is going to be the perfect time for you to actually go outside and ground yourself a little bit somehow. You know, either sit down on the ground and basically just ground yourself by touching the ground with your hands, or if you can just basically just hug the tree and just ground yourself through that way. It is going to be very important, because it is just going to be the absolutely perfect moment in time for you to do this, because it's just going to also help you to make a really really serious decision. You see, it's a lot like about to start changing in this moment in time, and it's already like, as I said, 18th of August is going to be amazing, but the 11th of August is going to have a direct connection with the actual 18th of August. And there is also going to be the realization of a little part of your life that is actually going to start giving you a certain idea in order to move on. Very, very important time indeed. The third important date, it's actually going to be on the 27th of August. Now the 27th of August is the third important date that you are going to have, and that in itself is just going to kind of like make you to make a decision, you know, when it comes to the actual things that are getting on your nerves, when it comes to things that you want to change, you know, things that you're doing on daily basis, things that you're working on, things that you're doing that you don't necessarily like, and things, especially those things that you know that you're no longer working in your life, but if there is a certain particular issue going to come back, okay, bounce back, and that particular issue you're going to need to deal with, and it's to do with you, it's to do with something that you started, something that didn't work out quite well, but it's also to do with a certain person, you know. So it's just certain kind of like a problem that you're going to need to deal with, certain issue that you're going to need to deal with, and it's just something that you've been doing for a while, something that you've been focusing for a while, but something that you see scared to kind of make certain changes and adjustments, because that would reflect on your life quite a lot, and you're worrying that this is emotionally going to kind of have like a bad rebound on you. It's emotionally you're scared to do this because this is going to be really big step that it's going to require a big change. Okay, there is the whole new energy coming here, and this is so good, because this is what am I talking about, and this is why am I saying that August is going to be so important, because now it is just the way you're going to start looking at things are going to change. The way you're going to perceive things, you know, it's going to change. And that in itself is just going to become the beginning of the whole new adventure, enthusiasm that you are going to have on the 27th of August. And I'm so happy for you, because you wouldn't have the beginning of this adventure and enthusiasm if you didn't deal with this situation. You will realize that it wasn't that bad, it hasn't been that difficult, and it was just done down so quickly. It's absolutely brilliant, but this is most certainly the time and the moment in time when you're just going to start becoming very excited about a new stage in your life. Another important thing that I was going to say for the 27th of August is actually, please, karmically, this is going to be a strong day. And I know that somebody's going to somebody's going to come back in your mind. Someone is going to do something who is the person who means to you a lot, who used to mean to you a lot. It's just, it's going to do something. It's already been done something to you, sorry. And this is going to bounce back, and you're going to have a karmic opportunity, very important karmic opportunity for forgive and forget. Whoever comes to your mind on the 27th of August that you kind of feel really annoyed by, you don't like them, you don't want to deal with them or whatever, you know, you don't, it's left like a bad bitter taste in your mouth. You see, whoever comes into your mind on the 27th of August that you're negative, that you're upset, that you're not happy about, please just do me a favor, forgive and forget. Forgive and forget. This is just so important, please, because karmically this is going to be the whole new beginning, and karmically this will mean so much to you, so much for you, especially when it comes to, you see, it's the same card. This is so important. Karmically this is so ridiculously important to do, because a very negative stage of your life is going to come to an end. This is so difficult to explain. This is really weird to explain, but there's certain things sometimes in our lives that are affecting us without us even realizing, and it's to do with our spiritual journey, and it's to do with our karma indeed. And this is exactly what you will do as soon as you forgive to this person. Karmically this is going to be absolutely mind-blowing, because the energy is going to shift straight away. The negativity will go away that was actually blocking you to move on without you even realizing. And this is what happens sometimes, and this is why it's so important to forgive and forget, because it's a very complex indeed. And so the 27th of absolutely brilliant, the 27th of August is going to help you to discover yourself, to rediscover yourself, and you're going to feel so good. You're going to feel rejuvenated, and you're going to feel full of like energy. And this is what was missing so much, because you will be able to reflect on all this in a completely different way indeed. Okay, when it comes to the actual beginning of August 2019, it is just so good. It's so brilliant. So much energy, so much power, so much confidence, so much optimism. You know, this is most certainly your time. It's all about you feeling about a new beginning, you focusing, you having a clear focus, you being very strongly connected to the earth. You will be able to notice things that you didn't notice before. Pay attention. Suddenly, you know, you will be outside, you will see this beautiful flower, and then you're just going to be thinking about this beautiful flower. Pay attention. Every time you see something beautiful, like a beautiful flower or something like that, please, throughout August, just think what you were thinking at around the time, because there is always going to be like some kind of little beautiful important message that this flower is going to have. It all depends. And as I said, because of the strong connection with earth and the grounding that you are going to have, that's why this is going to be so mind-blowing, and the messages are going to be literally everywhere. This is the month of your invocation. This is the month of your emergence. This is the month of your celebration, because trust me, my gorgeous Piscelini, by the end of this month you're going to have a mind-blowing celebration. You will want to connect and reconnect with the best people in your life to celebrate. Okay, this is very important indeed. The first part of August is going to start with you actually feeling really great. You will have a good news about your practicality and security, and when it comes to money, that in itself is just going to to start kind of making sense to you. There's certain things going to start making sense to you when it comes to like a future, near future, but also an indecisive situation. An indecisive situation is just going to become the part of your reality because, oh la la baby, you've got a star here. You've got a beautiful star here. An indecisive situation is going to be quite good because there are going to be few options that are going to become available to you. And when it comes to prospects, bright prospects, this is going to be absolutely brilliant. New direction, new hope, and it's going to feel really, really good. It is going to be very important because not to rush into anything, not to rush into any decision, and it's important to discuss things like with a group of people or with a team of people indeed. Okay, you're gonna feel like a maybe a little bit tricky situation, like you will know that the change is coming, the change is like near, the change is becoming very evident indeed, but it's just that's going to be like a slight resistance to change that you are going to feel, and that in itself is just going to shake you up a little bit because it's going to confuse you, and that in itself is just going to turn into something completely different, and at the end of the day it's going to make you feel really optimistic instead of keeping you down. This is so important because, as I said, spiritually and karmically, this month is going to be absolutely mind-blowing, and that's why you're just going to be tricked into the certain situations, you know, in order to get the reflections in a slightly different way, and that in itself is just going to make you even more assertive, and that in itself is just going to kind of make you really have a strong connection with the future planning, and you will know it's just a matter of time. You will know it's the matter of time, but also something that you wanted to do in your future, near future, that you just didn't think it's actually going to happen. You didn't know how to do it. You didn't know which direction to go. Now there is going to be a really big stepping point that you're going to have. The powerless situation is just going to completely turn in a completely different way, and it's going to give you an idea. This is a really important homecoming time when you're going to kind of like really want to make a kind of certain changes around you, certain changes in immediate environment, but also at the same time you will want to kind of reward yourself. You want to do something for yourself and things like that. By the time we get to the actual second part of August 2019, you see, it's just like a little bit of somebody around you. It will be going, certain person that means to you a lot. It's just that means to you, you know, it's a part of your life. A certain person is just going to be going through a really difficult situation, through the difficult stage in their life. So that's why I just need you to be really careful and don't like blow up or anything like that. You know, when I say don't blow up, I meant like don't argue back because somebody is just having a really difficult time. This is not a bad person. This is not a horrible person, but they will want to like kind of they will project this energy on you of conflict and battle, but they're just going through something very, very difficult. They've got nothing against you. They don't hate you. They don't dislike you or anything like that. And this is nothing like a personal to you or with you, but it's just they go through something very difficult. So all what I want to say to you, or what I need to say to you, is just be compassionate, be compassionate, be compassionate. You see, this is something that you will benefit from, that you would benefit from quite a lot. And this is a gorgeous black tourmaline. This is ever so powerful. This is ever so significant. This is probably one of the, not one of the most, but this is probably the most powerful crystal when it comes to our personal protection. Black tourmaline is the most strongest, the powerful crystal when it comes to protection, our personal protection against all sorts of negative energy, negative people, evil eye. You know, sometimes people are very strong. They have a very strong energy. They can think about us in a certain way, and we can have that projected, believe me or not. Sometimes naughty people are doing this intentionally. It all depends. Sometimes negative people are around us, and we can pick up on this energy, and just it can bring us down. That's why I'm saying, you know, you could get this for that person, like a black tourmaline. It's something that they would benefit from a lot, especially when people are going through like a negative situation in their life. So they protect themselves by grounding themselves, by using a black tourmaline, so these energies don't get them. So you can get this for this person, like a black tourmaline, to protect them, but also you can get this. I also highly advise you to get this for yourself, and also when you are like surrounded by negative people, because you're going to be very spiritual, very powerful, but very sensitive at the same time throughout August. Okay, the link to buy this is in the description below, and of course by buying the crystals from my store, you're supporting my channel as well, of course. Okay, so now when it comes to the actual, you know, like certain worry that you had when it comes to your certain possession? What worry did you have about your certain possession? Something that belongs to you, maybe something didn't work out that well. Now that worry is actually coming to an end. Thank you, God, because I can see you being free. I can see a free spirit instead of being like a tied spirit. So the certain problem with the worries that you had about a certain possession is coming to an end, because there is a resolution to that problem, which is absolutely brilliant. On another hand, financially, you're going to do quite well actually, because the mid August is going to bring you a little surprise when it comes to finances, little surprise when it comes to money. And I'm so happy for you, because also that in itself is going to provide you a little challenge that you are going to have. You will be competing with other people. This is an important time indeed. Listen to me very carefully. If you're looking for work, if you're looking for a job, please keep on applying throughout August. Mid-August in particular, it's going to give you a very strong, like a challenge, very strong new job, where you will be able to like kind of reflect in a completely different way. It's going to make you feel like a little bit scared, a little bit nervous, but a little bit nervous and a little bit scared. This is the answer. Because you will go through the challenge and you will be going through all these emotions, and the bottom line is you will have a reason for celebration. That's why I'm so happy for you. You will have a reason for celebration. You will want to gather the best people in your life and celebrate. And that's why I'm saying keep on applying, and as more unusual job is, or as more about the job you don't know, as more about the job makes you nervous, that is probably going to be better, because also this is going to mark a very important stage in your life when it comes to all those unfoldments with the changes that I've already mentioned. This is so important, and this is also going to have a direct connection again with a wonderful 18th of August, the actual day that I started this reading with. This is all going to make sense, my Lord. This is all going to make sense, my gorgeous Pisces. By the time there you go. By the time we get to the actual third part of August, you see, it is like going to be the whole new direction that is going to be become available to you, but also the swift, beautiful change, the beautiful change, swift change that you are going to have, but also little ideas that are going to become so important to you. You will have a very revived spirit here. You will want to visit places. You will want to do things differently. You will want to discover yourself in many different ways, but also you will feel very adventurous at the end of August 2019. The bottom line is this is all part of your spiritual journey. This is all part of your karma, because it is just like basically the huge problem. It's going to come to an end. And when I said the huge problem that you had for the last 24 months, it's also going to come to an end, and it was all about the time, all about waiting, all about moderation, and now the worst is over. All I can say, any problems you had, any issues you had, any difficulties, especially when it comes to the certain difficulties, my babies, the end of August is just going to come like a breath of a fresh air when it comes to you, my gorgeous Pisceline, because the worst is going to be over. And this is why I'm so excited when it comes to you. You see, because it's all about you, that you made a really important and powerful decision recently, and it took a while, and now this is all going to pay off. And now confidence is going to be absolutely brilliant, because it's going to reflect on you in such a beautiful and powerful way indeed. On another hand, this is all about a new beginning, okay? This is all about the actual something very exciting starting into your life, and it is all this beautiful energy of excitement and starting new things, and especially when it comes to your skill, you will really want to change things. This is just going to be the part of the big huge picture. Whatever you're doing and whatever you're focusing on, it's not going to be enough at the end of August. You will want to start new things. You will want to try new things. You will want to dig that a little bit deeper. It's all to do with what you like doing, what you're doing, and just taking things on the whole next level, taking things on another level. So it's really important indeed, because it's all going to be like a kind of part of your skills, part of what you're focusing on, and it's part of your security and power. At the end of August, at the end of the actual August, it's just going to have a very very high significance when it comes to your future planning, but when it comes to kind of making sure that you have that particular security, okay, that particular security that is not only going to be like really good and significant for you, but it's just going to go a long way indeed. Okay, what else? The burden. It's going to take you to deal with a burden that was like preventing you to kind of like do something, to make a really big change, and you will see what that burden is. Okay, the certain burden that was preventing you to kind of make a certain change is now coming to an end, and that is just going to be absolutely brilliant. It is going to bring you the whole new initiative, the whole new power, the whole new confidence, as I said, the whole new strength. This is going to be brilliant because emotionally you're going to kind of rediscover yourself. Absolutely fantastic. And the whole new financial opportunities is going to be available at the end of August. My goodness, you've got so much to look forward to in August indeed. It's the most certainly month to try things, to do things, to begin things, you know, to be very open-minded and to be very adventurous indeed. Just remember, my gorgeous Piscelini, every single adventure is going to take you somewhere completely different, somewhere completely new, somewhere like where you've never ever been before. Okay, my gorgeous Piscelini, I'm just going to shuffle these cards now, and I'm going to concentrate on those of you that are actually in relationship. So for those of you that are in relationship, you know, this is a great month. I know you're going to need to do things. I know you're going to need to work out on certain things, but you're going to need to come to the bottom of certain things that were like kind of, that were bringing a certain negativity. There were certain disagreements that you had not that long ago that you're going to need to come back. They will bounce back, and it's important as a couple that you're going to need to sort them out. This month is going to be very, very good indeed. You're going to need to sort this out, but this is only going to happen because two people really love each other, and sometimes, you know, you need to like work on things, and sometimes you need to like go through certain things in order to come on top, and you know, to come enlightened. So this is exactly what is going to happen. You're going to have a really great accomplishment as a couple this month. The bottom line is you're going to have a great satisfaction, great accomplishment. Okay, and it's just so beautiful because you will want to do something very special. You will want to do something really good. There is going to be an important moment when two people just love each other so much, and it's going to be all lovey, dovey, so beautiful. And you will want to take this relationship on a whole new level and just go for it. I'm so happy for you. It's all about sincerity. If you had any worries or anything like that, most certainly this is going to turn out to be quite good actually. And also, the big problem that you had as a couple is going to come to an end, so that's absolutely brilliant. And that's another thing that I was going to say. Big problem that was there for a while, that you had for a while, it's coming to an end, and that is just going to be so good because it's just going to be a conclusion that is just going to bring a satisfactory result, but on another hand, a really wonderful and beautiful healing. Okay, now I'm going to shuffle these cards, my gorgeous Piscelini, and I'm going to concentrate on those of you that are actually single and ready to mingle. Okay, my gorgeous Pisces, for those of you that are single and ready to mingle, well, here we go. What is going to happen? There is going to be a really important opportunity that you are going to have, an opportunity that you are going to have this month. That opportunity is going to be mind-blowing because you're going to meet quite few people, but also at the same time, this opportunity is just going to be like part of the certain invitation, and that invitation is also going to be like completely, it's so much to do with your life, it's so much to do with advancement, it's so much to do with a certain request, challenge, and proposition. Okay, this is significant because it's just, you're going to find it a little bit challenging, but at the same time you're going to feel really good, you're going to feel really refreshed, you're going to feel really brilliant, you're going to feel very sharp. Now this is an important moment in time because you are going to meet somebody that is going to become very important part of your life, and I'm so happy because there is going to be someone really, really special that you are going to meet this month. There is no doubt about it. So it's going to be completely connected to that particular situation when you are having a certain opportunity, when you are having a certain challenge, and that is just going to be so good because at the same time you will be full of hope, you will be full of certain faith because you will be very optimistic, you're going to have a certain inspiration, you're going to be thinking very bright about bright prospects, but that is so good because at the same time you're going to meet this person, and that person is going to be someone very, very, very special indeed. In fact, this person is going to change your life. This person is going to be somebody like you've never met before. You will be able to feel this person straight away. And also, what's going to be very interesting when you meet this person, you've never met them before, but what's going to be very interesting is that you will kind of like find yourself feeling very silly, because you will be planning so much about this person, with this person. You will be kind of talking to them, and you will already like kind of see yourself at a certain situation, you know, like maybe having a child or getting married or living 10 years later, 20 years later. This is not a coincidence. This is a very important sign. This is a very significant sign, and this is the sign from the spirit trying to let you know that somebody very important is about to enter your life, and somebody very important is going to have an amazing impact on you and your life. Indeed, prepare to be swept off your feet, my gorgeous Pisces. Okay, my gorgeous Pisces, Piscelini, I love you to bits. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Okay, I'm sending you brightest blessings, healing, love, and light. Okay, my gorgeous Pisces, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you.